I'm afraid she's in a mathematically induced coma. She may never wake up. I'm sorry. There's one way.
What is it?
She was found with these math problems in her hand. Solve them and you may get your friend back.
We'll do it.
Maybe it's not.
I believe we require the help of a professional. You don't mean, yes, Mr. Triggy.
Did someone call for Mr. Triggy?
Our friend is in a mathematically induced coma, and the only way to help her is to solve these problems.
I can solve these. What we have here are trigonometric ratios. There are three different ratios: sine, cosine, and tangent. Trigonometric ratios can be used to find a missing angle in any right triangle.
No wonder that girl was in a coma. This is really confusing.
Now, just remember, SOHCAHTOA.
What?
SOHCAHTOA.
Okay.
Let's start with SO. S stands for sine. OH stands for opposite over hypotenuse.
Oh.
Now let's do CA. C stands for cosine, and A stands for adjacent over hypotenuse. And finally, we have TOA. T stands for tangent, while OA stands for opposite over adjacent.
We interrupt this program to bring you an important example for your mathematic experience. This triangle is missing the opposite side from the known angle. In order to find this side, we must set up the following equation. Sine of 24, which is the known angle, equals the unknown opposite side divided by 36, which is the hypotenuse. From here, just use algebra to isolate x. Multiply both sides by 36, which leaves you with sine of 24 times 36 equals x. For the next part, you will have to use a scientific calculator. Make sure the calculator is set on degrees and not radians. In your calculator, enter sine of 24 times 36, and the number you see is the missing side length. In this example, the missing side length is 14.64, because sine of 24 times 36 equals that number. Let's move on to cosine. This triangle is missing the adjacent side from the known angle. In order to find this side, we must set up the following equation. Cosine of 18, which is the known angle, equals the unknown adjacent side divided by 29, which is the hypotenuse. From here, just use algebra to isolate x, like we did with sine. Multiply both sides by 29, which leaves you with cosine of 18 times 29 equals x. Use your scientific calculator again and enter cosine of 18 times 29, and the number you see is the missing side length. In the example we just did, the missing side length is 27.58 because cosine of 18 times 29 is that number. Finally, let's do a tangent example. This triangle is missing the opposite side from the known angle, and the only known side is the adjacent leg. In order to find the missing side, we must set up the following equation. Tan of 38, which is the known angle, equals the unknown opposite side divided by 15, which is the adjacent side. From here, just use algebra to isolate x like we did with the other examples. Multiply both sides by 15, which leaves you with tan of 38 times 15 equals x. Use your scientific calculator and enter tan of 38 times 15, and the number you see is the missing side length. In the example we just did, the missing side length is 11.72, because tan of 38 times 15 equals that number. We will now get back to your regularly scheduled program. Thank you for watching.
I understand now.
I knew you would.
So we just have to remember SOHCAHTOA?
Exactly.
Wait! There's still one more problem!
Ah, yes.
Okay.
I was afraid of this. These triangles are missing an angle, not a side. We have to do inverse trig functions. It's actually quite easy to understand. SOHCAHTOA still applies. You just have to use the arc sign on the calculator. It's like this. You switch the degree measurement and the ratio while using the arc sign. For example, it would be arc sign times opposite over hypotenuse, which equals the unknown angle measurement.
Pardon the interruption, but another example is probably required. In this triangle, there is an unknown angle measurement. You know that the opposite side from the unknown angle is 15 and that the hypotenuse is 21. This means that you can use sine to find the angle measurement. It just has to be arc sign. On a calculator, the arc sign looks like a -1 exponent next to the letters sin, cos, or tan, depending on which trig ratio you are using. In this example, arc sign will be the most helpful. On a calculator, press the second button, and then the sign button. From there, enter the equation at the bottom of the screen. If this were not an inverse trig function, then the equation would be set up as sine of the angle measurement equals 15 over 21. But we have to switch the unknown angle measurement and the known side lengths. In this example, the unknown angle measurement is 45.59. Now back to the drama.
We must get to the hospital immediately!
SOHCAHTOA! 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 SOHCAHTOA!
What happened?
Well, you were in a mathematically induced coma. But thanks to Mr. Triggy, we solved the problems.
Now could you explain?
Okay. Sine, cosine, and tangent. Opposite over hypotenuse is SO. Adjacent over hypotenuse is CA. And opposite over adjacent is TOA.
Now I understand. Oh, my friend Pascal. He was having trouble in genetics and biology.
I need to go floss my water.
I'm really tired.
My shift's over.
I understand now!
I knew you would.
Are you okay? Wake up! You don't mean...
Yes. Mr. Triggy.
Did someone say? has been shot. It was a Taliban.
I understand now!
What? Am I already?
Cry. Look up.
Trigonometric ratios can be used to find. It's not gonna work. Trigger.
Okay! That's it!